The CyberKnife Centre London is part of the Harley Street Clinic, which is a private hospital which concentrates mainly on cancer services. There are only 2 private radiotherapy facilities within London, which this is the main one. So as well as the CyberKnife unit, we also have 2 conventional radiotherapy delivery machines as well, and a fully functional chemotherapy day unit and inpatient facilities for cancer patients as well. So it's a fully comprehensive private cancer unit. The CyberKnife is basically a miniaturized radiation delivery machine. It's about a 3-foot linear accelerator. Linear accelerators are present in all radiation departments in the country, but they're much, much bigger. And it's attached to a robotic arm, which has been derived from the arm that BMW have used to create their cars, and that's coupled to some very sophisticated tracking software and delivery software. So we fire in hundreds of pencil-thin beams of radiation from thousands of potential treatment angles. They all meet in the middle of the patient's tumour, but delivering so many beams of radiation from so many different angles and being able to track the patient's tumour every few seconds. In fact, we can even track a patient's tumour as they breathe in and out, so we can deliver this sub-millimetre accuracy from many different angles, and that enables us to deliver an extremely high dose to the tumour, and treating from so many angles means that we can avoid the normal tissues.
Cancer, I think, never crossed my radar. I mean, I'd lost a wife to cancer, I'd lost relations, friends, but I think one lives optimistically and think it's never going to strike you. My partner and I went on holiday to the west coast of America, and just after arriving I got this sort of irritation in the bowel area at night, which woke me up and meant I was pacing the rooms at 3 o'clock in the morning and putting the television on and all this sort of thing, and I lost my appetite. But nothing much was found until I had a CT scan in December, so it took a couple of months to get to the real diagnosis, when the pancreatic cancer was discovered. Next day we went over to Southampton to see another consultant who operates where others don't, but he said it was inoperable as well, he wouldn't touch it. So at that stage we were sort of condemned, if you like, to me having a short life. So we had a happy Christmas with my daughter and grandchildren, son-in-law from France where they live. And we got a text message that someone had seen, they said Sky, but apparently it's BBC, something about something called CyberKnife, which might be suitable. In the meantime, there was a seminar here on CyberKnife, and one of the oncologists from Jersey, Dr. Hemer, attended it.
His oncologist out in Jersey is an old friend of mine, and we met up in central London at a CyberKnife seminar, which was taking place a few months ago. And we were discussing the sorts of patients that I thought would be eminently suitable for this treatment. And I just happened to describe a scenario, and there was a sort of, you could almost see the look in his eyes, and he, I think, immediately realised that he had a patient in mind, that patient being Robert.
And came back extremely enthusiastic. He's an enthusiastic guy anyway, but he said, "Robert, this is for you, you must go for it."
I got a very excited phone call the next day when he was in the hospital, looking up the notes, saying, "Yes, absolutely, I really think this could be the way forward for this chap." We have a very set procedure for treating patients here. And I would never make any promises without seeing the details of the case. So we had some email correspondence initially, and then the scans were sent over on a CD. What I did was I took those scans to a meeting that we hold at the Harley Street Clinic, where all the relevant healthcare professionals get together on a fortnightly basis. We discuss all potential cases, and we come to a consensus as to whether we feel that the evidence is there or not, and whether that patient should be treated. So I presented Robert's case, and everybody agreed that he would be very suitable for the treatment. And so he came over, we had a consultation, and I went through the sort of side effects and the various practicalities surrounding the treatment, because it's quite involved.
It's a fantastic treatment, really the best treatment you could have, because it's non-invasive. There's no knives or anything like that, but it's just the boredom.
Once Mr. Frant is changed, we will lie him on the couch in the treatment position. We've made an immobilisation device which helps him to keep nice and still for us. So we lie him on the couch, we put a small cover over him just to keep him a little bit warmer because it is a bit cool in the room. And we have to attach some little LED markers to his t-shirt and make sure he's in the correct position and more or less in the correct position for the treatment. Obviously we don't need to be too precise because the robot will then target the area, but obviously to save imaging and unnecessary radiation dose, we will put Mr. Frant into the approximate position for his treatment.
Oh, fine, really. I mean, boring, and mind over matter to keep still for over 2 hours, but I feel as good as I did when I went in 2.5 hours ago. I mean, I feel good. We booked a Caribbean cruise at Christmas. Never been on a cruise, never been to the Caribbean, so saw the advert and went for it.
I'm absolutely delighted because last week my first NHS patient was approved for CyberKnife. It is a fairly long and lengthy application process which has taken several weeks through their primary care trust, an exceptional treatment application. But it has been approved, and I'm fairly hopeful that that might set a precedent and that we will be able to treat more NHS patients. Because what I don't want to see is the CyberKnife becoming an exclusive, very expensive treatment tool for patients in the private sector, whereas the public sector patients don't have access to it.